You're such an asshole.
AssholeConsulting.com. Businesses are booming, and remember, December is go buy all your Christmas shopping through Cappy's Amazon affiliate program. I'll provide a link down below, CaptainCapitalism.blogspot.com. That is not the link, by the way. You look to your right, scroll down a little bit, you'll see a little Amazon banner, and when you click on that and you do all your shopping, it takes you to Amazon, it's a little bit of code, and when you buy anything through that, I get a 6 to 7% commission or cut. And I make a fair amount of money. I pay for my Christmas gifts by my Amazon affiliate program. So you guys all do your Christmas shopping and go buy. And frankly, I just buy gifts. I know this is going to sound, I'm not making this up, not trying to sound like a nice guy. But basically, I buy gifts for little kids that I have friends who have like little kids. And I'm like, oh yeah, like I remember what it was like being a little kid. And I want to make sure you get really good toys because that's what kids want. And you fucking evil asshole piece of shit parents who get your kids clothes, you ought to be castrated. You ought to be murdered. You ought to be piked. Spiked? What was it? Vlad the Impaler. That's what you should be doing. For those of you who decide, like, come Christmas time, I'm going to get my kids the fucking shit I should be getting them anyway, like food, clothing, and shelter, and I'm going to give that as a Christmas. Here's a sweater. No, you get your kids fucking toys. Or cash. Or cash. Kids have a very good propensity to appreciate cash at a very young age, as I did. Anyway, dearest asshole, I'd like to provide a Clary relationship test on the ex-wife of an estranged friend of mine. Spare the details, but a nasty case of divorce court arse raping, he must be British, embittered an old friend of mine, and over time he has alienated several of our old crew. Well, that's very traumatic. I mean, come on, divorce ain't fun. This is a shame, but as you know, people will come in and out of your life. Over a recent beer, one of us inquired on how our old friend was doing, and the subject of the ex-wife popped up. It occurred to me that this situation may be worth highlighting to some of your younger viewers, and I suspect that this individual's past and career may provide some red meat for one of your videos. I have included the key items in this note, but as we discussed during our negotiation, this must be kept on. All right, I'm just, yeah, so far everything's anonymous. Okay. This must be kept anonymous as the purpose here is not to humiliate these people over the internet. My goal is here to provide some laughs for some friends of mine and also help some of our younger lieutenants. What is my buddy's fate, and what would be your opinion on settling down with a woman like this? A quick personal and work history, which you may wish to summarize for the video. She's a teacher at primary school. Is primary elementary? You sound like you're British, or you're like British Commonwealth. Her soon-to-be husband began earning 6 figures. The part-time teaching work soon dropped off. All right. Holy cow. Wait, did he actually? He worked in a very masculine industry. You claim he killed himself. But I don't know if, like, did he actually commit suicide, or did he? Oh, okay, no, he didn't kill himself. Okay, he worked a hard, physically demanding laborer's job. Baby comes along, so say bye-bye to the idea of working. Okay, so she's like, I got my degree, I don't want to work. He didn't appreciate coming home to an unkept house. And her no longer desiring to work became his problem. They divorced, and she burnt through half of the cash and came looking for more. And then he provides a LinkedIn profile. Oh, do I have to log in? Alright, hang on, let me log in. I can't remember, what is my login? I gotta write more. LinkedIn is a great... Is that not it? Alright, there it is. Let's take a look at this gal. She's a teacher. Oh, I'm not going to mention any of this because people could Google search. I want to keep them anonymous. But all the fucking buzzwords are here. I can't. Okay, I gotta mention this. She has a passion for mindfulness. Mindfulness. Like, that's a fucking thing. Oh my God. And the description is like, she just doesn't want to work. That's, yeah, this is hilarious. This is, because leftists come up with, I don't know if she's a leftist, but I'm just going to assume that she's a leftist, because teachers are, but they come up with, I have a degree in breathing technology. It's like, what do you mean? Well, I breathe really good. Oh, you breathe. Interesting. I mean, they take common sense and they make it sound like this is huge. I mean, look at it. You can major in women's studies. Think about how dumb that is. This has nothing to do with sex or gender. But think about that. Think about something as stupid as men's studies. What the fuck is that? And now you can get a degree, I guess, in mindfulness. Why don't women make as much as men? It's such discrimination. The men's they're sexist and misogynist. They have privilege. Like, no, you major in stupid fucking shit. That's what it is, lady. I enjoy working in, oh, yeah, I can't read this because you don't want me to, yeah, exactly, yeah, and he goes through, he's quoting her profile, and he highlights it, and I can't say because you want to keep her anonymous, but this is all bullshit. The fact that we have come up with completely made up out of whole cloth make work industries for predominantly women, but men do major in this stuff too. But basically for lazy people, let's take gender and sex out of it, although disproportionately pursued by women. The fact we come up with this bullshit, I'm here to raise awareness, and I'm here to work for a nonprofit, I'm here to understand learning and all this other crap. No, you're a lazy fucking talentless fuck who's a parasite and want fucking government cheese and a government check. Because it's not good enough that you just collect a government check. No, you have to also then have your ego masturbated to think you're a fucking professional. And which when you deal with teachers, that's, you know, I'm a teacher. I help out the children. I teach the future. It's like, no, you're just a lazy, no good fuck who gets 3 months a year off. And most of you teachers don't. I mean, but this is typical, but some of this is just amazing, made up bullshit. And if you boys ever see a woman who like, oh, I have a degree in intersectionality or whatever, are you an accountant? Are you a welder? Are you a pilot? Are you a doctor? What do you do? And when you read through it, like, I still know what you do except for, like, masturbate and get free government checks. Well, then those are pretty fucking worthless, evil people. I'm not saying that to be mean. These people are evil people. They're evil. You should not have anything to do with these people. These are bad people to have in your life. They will parasite off of you. Their goal is to not work at all, period. And heaven help you if you date one of these people that got a master's degree in fucking education or women's studies or communication, some other worthless bullshit where they start thinking they're fucking God or they're really intelligent because they got a worthless master's degree. Then you gotta do it with ego on top of them being parasites. She seems to be working in the real world and runs a business out of her home. I see, you want me to keep it anonymous, but then you keep quoting her. Just reading. Oh God, I wish I could read this. I'm sorry, dude, I can't. You want me to keep her anonymous? Yeah. Okay, her other responsibilities is going on social media. Like, her job description is to go on social media and hang around. Oh my God. Meet the team. Wow. I will say this, she's in finance, and when you go into sales and finance, she's got to make some money. She's not getting enough government cheese. Her teaching job obviously doesn't pay enough, and now she's in finance. And yeah, finance is, what is it? Patriotism is the last refuge of a traitor or a charlatan or something like that. You point out that on her profile, she claims to be very experienced, and you rightly point out she's never had a real job in her life. Absolutely. Yeah, you're right. She is. Okay, so you're in Australia. Okay, Australian. She is going after the suckers for the Australian housing bubble. Yeah. Oh, God, dude. You can't... How did you want me to be anonymous about this? She has passion. Every woman has passion. See? Fuck engineering. Fuck computer programming. It's all about the passions. It's about the feels. I didn't know women could major in... What's it like? What's it like? I mean, because I know some real honest, good, hard-working women who are real women. Engineers, doctors, accountants. The smartest person I ever met was a woman. Electrical engineering, brilliant woman. What's it like being these parasites that say, like, you, instead of taking welding, you put in passion? What's it like just lying to people every day because you can't look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm a lazy fucking fuck and I just want other people to pay for my shit? What's that like? I don't know what it's like, because I'm actually like a real man. I'm a really independent person. I don't have privilege. I just work for a living. I guess that's what privilege is to you women that believe in passion. I'm raising awareness. Because you're just parasites. But what's that like? You wake up and you divorced your husband and took him for half, and you have like the fucking government and the entire Democrat socialist industry bending over to make jobs for you. So you don't actually have to work in a mine or a oil platform or be a cop. What is that like, having your ass pampered with baby powder? I guess it's being a Western liberal woman. What was it? The Great One himself? And I disagree with him. I draw the line with the Great One. Because I am not racist and I'm not sexist. I'm not. I hold women up to standards. But what is it like being so deluded, so delusional that you live in Western civilization and you dare, as you sit there with this pampered make-work government industry that creates jobs for you women to basically just not work, just to feed your ego? What? And then everyone's like praising you the entire time because what, you wiped your own ass? What is that like? There's never been a group of people ever, except for maybe kings of the most opulence and spoiled rottenness, and even they had a core. What is it like being a Western woman who's a leftist, who believes you're oppressed, when you have the world lining up to suck your metaphorical dick? What is it like being a Nancy Pelosi or a Hillary Clinton? What is that like being your typical millennial college educated with everybody paying for it, and you can major in the world's dumbest fucking shit, and you still have this delusion that you're entitled to a job? What is that like? I don't know what that opulence, that richness, that wealth, and the delusion, the entitlement. I never want it. I don't want it because I don't want to be evil. I like the fact that I worked hard for a living. I like the fact that I woke up, I worked 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. I like the fact I worked the dog shift. I like the fact that I worked zone patrol. I like the fact that I suffered and had a little bit of grit in life. Because this crap, and that's what you are, this individual, which I won't name, but every woman like her, and guys too, the pajama boys, but since everything's, the Democrats have split us, based on race and gender, and women just can't do no wrong. What is it like being so delusional and having everything just served to you on a silver platter, and then you're lied to and you sop up the that you're oppressed. You're oppressed. God almighty. Dude, I wish I could rip her apart more, but you provided way too much detailed information. Of course she's on maternity leave. Of course. What did you want me? Clary relationship test. Well, I could tell you she failed miserably. Hang on, let me find a Clary relationship test. Where the hell did I have this? Good Christ. I got the clear relationship. Every once in a while I find checks. Oh, hell yeah, someone paid me 5 years ago. I'll tell you this, she's horrible on the clear relationship test. I had my notes here for it's written down somewhere, but we don't have to. She's vile. I'm not saying this because I disagree with her politics or what she stands for. This isn't evil people, and you guys got to realize that evil is simply laziness, and it gets really evil when they want ego on top of it. Like, I got to be a doctor or whatever. I got to be a doctor. I got to be a professor. Nasty bit of divorce. An old bit of friend of mine. Over a beer, one inquired on how our old friend was doing, the subject of his ex-wife. Okay, well, here's what I'm going to tell you about your buddy, and hopefully your buddy is watching. No matter how bad divorce was, and no matter how much he killed himself out working that real job that he did, he's way better off without her in his life. Absolutely. Now, he was the dumb, and you young boys, let's learn from this, okay? You don't marry liberal chicks. You don't have children with leftist chicks. Look, liberal women love the state. That's their religion. Did you not see? Now, I know you're Australian, but here in the United States, we have this thing called The Life of Julia. This is when Obama was our president. And he came out with this video, and it was horrific. And the left didn't understand why it was horrific. But basically, it's like, oh, here's this irresponsible slut that majored in stupid crap, and we're going to bail her out of every possible fucking mistake, just like we did the bankster scum. Did you major in this too? Well, yeah, it was a job, and here's some money, and did you get pregnant? We'll take care of it. There's like no father at all in Julia's child's life. And your buddy, even though he got screwed, even though he is, he's got to pay out half. I don't know what the alimony laws are in Australia, but he's got his freedom, and he's no longer emotionally, psychologically, or romantically attached to this vile piece of inferior human scum. This vermin, this parasite, this lamprey. That's what she is. And so the lesson, I guess, like I said, I'd love to go into more detail because you have no idea how this woman just checked all the boxes on, like, yep, scum, like the fields and the areas that she went into. But boys, women either love the state or they love humans. And they are conditioned and programmed from K through college to love the state. They're programmed to love a government check. Now, this is also why they're miserable people. This is why this woman is going to have a horrible life. And she does have a horrible life. I mean, everything, like, on the internet's, like, great. If you, like, say, hey, Aaron, tell me about yourself. What am I going to put up on the internet? I'm going to put up the sexiest, most Photoshop-looking things ever. Matter of fact, this is about as shitty as I look. This is really what... but people are always going to put their best foot forward and make it seem like they're just amazing and everything's wonderful. But if you look at... I guarantee you go to this woman's... she's always looking for more money, because no matter how much you want to tax other people, there's never enough of other people's money. She's got a kid. She doesn't have the responsibility or the work ethic to raise that child. She has to go work another gig because apparently making enough as a teacher doesn't pay enough. No. You teachers do make enough. You can live off of $40,000. You absolutely can. You just have to become mechanics, learn how to fix your own damn car. You don't need sushi. All right, that's... Trust me, from a guy who's poor. But this... So one thing to learn from this is this woman is miserable. And she'll never know. That's the other thing. That's the one punishment leftists get. Especially leftist women, because society just bends over to lie to them. They never understand why what they're told by the propagandists never translates into reality in the real world. George Clooney is not going to marry this woman. No one's going to touch her now. She's a single mom, like, fuck that shit. Any real man with any real qualities... So that is the price and the punishment that she will pay. But to help other young men and women too. Look, ladies, you don't date left. Although men don't get pregnant, you really just can't give you the fuck you over like that. No young man or woman who has any self-respect or hopes to have a good life in the future should date, marry, court, have sex with, well, you can have sex with, but don't have kids with leftists. You don't. And the reason why, and it is quite apolitical, and it is because they don't love humans. They love security and a government check and parasitism. They love this religion. I don't know how else to describe it. It's sad. It's a sad life. They love a government check. They love, ooh, I'm an environmentalist. Ooh, I'm cleaning up the environment. Ooh, I'm a feminist. I care about it. It's like, you don't, yeah, you say that on the Facebook and the interwebs, but do you love your fellow man? Do you, like, going back to what I said before, at Christmas time, Cappy Claus comes out. All right, Cappy Claus, I got some friends who got some little piece of shit rugrats. They don't have a lot of money. And then I remember, like, when I was a 3-year-old kid, like, oh shit, I wish I had some toys. And so maybe I mail out some toys to some kids. But you can't quote me on that because I'm an asshole. Because I actually give a shit about fucking human beings. I actually give a shit about my fellow man. These people don't. These people have this religion, like this woman does, brainwashed and trained to do it. She's more about a government check than the love and caressing and the passionate kiss of a fellow man. Or a man, in her case, And that's why, boys and girls, this is a perfect example. As much as I'd like to go into more details about this verminous lamprey, you just don't date leftists. Look, boys, this kind of simplifies things a lot. A lot of you guys are like, how do I know if she's the one? Like, oh my god, I gotta date this. And I understand you want to spread your seed like a fucking yard watering device. Fine, go do that. But when it comes down like, hey, I want to marry a woman, the first thing, one of the best variables to make your decision very easy is, does she love a religion of socialism and government checks more than a fellow human being? That's it. And there are very few, especially girls under 30, there are very few 30-something women that love their fellow man more than they do a government check. And I don't mean that like in they're collecting welfare, but the government guarantee of safety and security, which I understand on a genetic level is very tempting and enticing. But when you're going to give your heart and soul and you're going to marry a woman, and ladies, same thing, but it's a little bit less so, her number one thing has to be you in your life. Like I remember I dated a gal quite some time ago. Her mom was this ardent feminist, and it was almost as if the husband wasn't there. She was all about her religion and feminism. She had a subscription to Miss Magazine, and even I'm like, okay, yeah, fine, be a feminist, but could you at least fucking love your husband more than your fucking ideology? No. And unfortunately, women are programmed and conditioned today, as well as you boys are, but I think a little bit less so because I think we're more genetically prone to independent thought. These women are programmed and brainwashed to love socialism, to love feminism, to love an ism, and not a man. And so boys, and this is where you want to talk about tight competition. If you can find yourself a girlfriend or a wife who's an engineer or an accountant, a welder, my old man, he did date a welder, and she was sexy, but she was also like a tough ass bitch. Like it was cool. She could pull off the femininity thing, but she was definitely like a tomboy. Yeah, I think he went on a date with her. Yeah, it was like, and she was like this union welder chick. That's awesome. That's really cool. Like real women who have real jobs and really support themselves, not running around, I need a government hand, I'll get it. But let this be advice. This isn't the only one. I mean, you guys go tune in Terrence Pop. You boys, you with the internet now, you have all the devices, all the mechanics, to make sure you don't get divorced. Okay, you got all the wisdom now. We're all just throwing it out there. Beforehand, you had to know somebody, your dad or somebody. But right now, guys, you got the internet. You got me. You got Terrence Pop. You got Roosh. You got Rolo. The three. You got so much stuff on the internet. But to give you a simple rule to follow, you don't marry leftist women. You just don't. You don't marry socialists. You don't get engaged with communists. You don't date a woman who works in the nonprofits. Or I mean, you can date, certainly, and have fun, but you don't commit to them because they're not committed to you. They're committed to the religion of socialism. That's what they're committed to. And it's sad, and yeah, you could try and go ahead and change them, but as obviously evidenced, this woman just wanted to be a parasite. And that's sadly almost half, if you want to do a rough estimate, half these gals just want a fucking free government check or fucking somebody else to pay for their shit. They're not into it for love or compassion or pair bonding. And a real quick way to screen out the parasites from the producers, from those capable of love and selflessness, and give you like, wow, I love this woman. I can't wait. Boy, I just love her, and when I die, I'm going to miss her. Those women are not leftists. They're not leftists. And I'm not to say they're all Republican either. There's a lot of Republican women. I'm a Republican because I was told to be. But I can tell you, when a woman is lining up to bow down and suck the cock of a government check at the altar of government checks, you're third or fourth or fifth fiddle behind her government check, her career, her politics, her religion, and any other rat bastard children she has. So I hope that gives you guys a little bit of advice. I hope that kind of answered your thing. I know you wanted me to eviscerate this gal, but I can't because there's too many specific details about her. But my God, yeah, this is your buddy did dodge a bullet. I know he's on the hook for child support, but he's happier. He's in a happier place. He's in a happier place. All right, that's it. We'll see you kids later. Go to assholeconsulting.com if you got any questions, and we'll talk to you guys then. Tools.